you know, the room today, it really feels like friendship to me. I just look out and I see people from so many different aspects of my life and my career, and it's so wonderful. And, you know, Mary, your question was really a great question, that is this time for a reset? And I would say it's up to all of us to decide that and to really determine the course. But the people in this room are well able to do that. And I encourage you to look around the room, and you'll see people from different sectors, from different backgrounds, from different regions. And every room that we're in should be reflective of this room today. So it's really wonderful, a wonderful space. I see that there are many members of our board here today, and I just want to thank you for your incredible leadership and support. I see Susan McIsaac, Susan Piggott, Ratna Alnavar, and of course Mike Peterson. It's just really great to work with all of you each and every day on the task of how we make our city region better. The individual that I get to work with the most on the board is our chair, John Tory. And John, I've worked with you in quite a few different iterations on the board of the United Way when you chaired the campaign, as well as when you ran for mayor. I had the privilege of being a co-chair as part of that campaign. But it was really the opportunity to walk alongside you in this role that I was most excited about. And it's been incredible. It's only been 10 months, but it's been just an incredible opportunity so far, and to see the consistency of your civic leadership and your engagement over a decade is just really wonderful. So thank you for your leadership. So for me, this journey over the last 10 months has just been awesome. Every project, every meeting. You can ask our team, our amazing team, and they're all around the room today. I want to thank this, we call it the small and mighty team at CivicAction. We still call it that, Julia, because we're still just 12 people. But I come back to the office and just, share all of the insights. And we really do get to work in a terrific landscape and to engage with so many people. So I just want to say thank you to the team and the team that put this event together, and to really acknowledge your work. Cindy, Tamara, Linda, Leslie, Christine, Clancy, Ian, Sarah, who is probably still out in the front making sure everything runs smoothly. And I just really want to say thank you so much, and to the whole team. Tiff Blair, I see you there sitting quietly, but the work that's being done is really just 12 people behind the scenes making it all happen. So thank you so much for your work. So in the last few weeks, we've had the pleasure of looking through our network and selecting 10 faces that we felt could represent and really capture the work of CivicAction, and to be a representative of that. And we've selected 10 faces of CivicAction. 8 of the 10 are in the room today, and their stories have been so inspiring. They've really spanned the breadth, certainly the breadth of the comments with our colleagues this morning on whether it's arts and culture, the environment, diversity and newcomers. And really, I encourage you to go onto our website and to read their profiles because it's quite inspiring. But I want to take a moment to recognize them. Orlando Bowen of One Voice, One Youth. Pat Capone from Voices from the Streets. Nan Dasgupta from Boston Consulting Group. Nan. Patrick Dillon from the Provincial Building Construction Trades Council of Ontario, sorry. Pat here. Tony is not here, but he definitely is one of our faces. Tony Gagliano from St. Joseph Communications. Andrew Graham from Weston Group and co-chair of our Emerging Leaders Network. Andrew. And CivicAction's board member and president of Maytree, Ratna Amnavar. Mike Peterson from TD Bank, and also founder of our Greening Greater Toronto initiative and a member of our board, Gabrielle Crimshaw from RBC. Gabrielle. And Gillian Smith from the Institute of Canadian Citizenship. Gillian. And as I mentioned, the 10 faces are a small sample of the thousands of civic leaders who engage in our work and help to build our city region. So we hope that you see yourselves in each of their profiles as you read through them. And we just want to thank you for being part of this amazing story of civic engagement and civic leadership over the last 10 years. And there are many organizations that have supported our work who have really sustained this very tiny organization. And there are some that have done that across multiple years, and we just want to acknowledge the support of TD Bank, of RBC, of BMO, CIBC, Manulife, Scotiabank, and of course, our founding incubator at the Boston Consulting Group. So thank you so much for your financial support and contributions. So over the last 10 months, I have been doing a lot of listening. Really, that's pretty much my job over the last 10 months. And really, I've had an opportunity to engage with thousands of people. And many of you have told me where you think we're doing well as a region and where you think that we should be doing more. And I think you heard that from the panel this morning. And I've heard from many of you that despite our achievement, there's an urgent need to tackle the challenges that are coming our way, and the need to make sure that we are tackling them in the right way. I want to share with you a few reflections this morning based on what I've heard and where we need to go from here. Today is about celebrating our shared accomplishments and achievements. It's about recognizing also that the times are changing. Some of the remarkable things which have happened to the Greater Toronto Area and the world over the last decade have been really quite monumental. We've weathered successive waves of financial crisis on a global scale. We've witnessed tectonic shifts in terms of our politics, the Arab Spring, the Occupy movement. And in our own region, we have experienced tremendous growth, and our urban fabric continues to shift and to change. New office space, new homes are being built at unprecedented pace, while our urban centers have emerged in other places like Markham and Mississauga and beyond. And there are new manifestations of our drive to innovate and to do good, success stories like the Centre for Social Innovation, Mars Discovery District, the York Region Welcome Centers. We have built universities, we've expanded our colleges and our hospitals, and we've also reshaped many of our cultural institutions like the ROM and the AGO. So much has changed, and some challenges have even grown more acute. And this year, in fact, the World Economic Forum has identified that one of the two biggest global issues and risks that we face is income inequality. This was actually named. And in Canada, we are actually doing worse than our neighbors to the south. Inequality here has been rising faster than the United States since the 1990s. I see this, that in our local context, it's apparent, it's visible. In our neighborhoods, they've become more divided, and good jobs have become even more scarce. Contributing to our economic woes is a serious mismatch between the skills that people have and the needs of business. How can it be that with over 250,000 people unemployed, that businesses still say that they cannot find the resources and the skills and the talents that they need? How can this happen in our region? Meanwhile, we need to accommodate the growth in our cities. We know that more than 80% of Canadians live in urban centers, and that they need to get to the places where they live, work, and play. So we cannot forget the need of roads, bicycle lanes, sidewalks, and public transit lines that we need to get us there. This is a huge priority for cities. We are simply not investing enough in our urban infrastructure. Through our regional transportation campaign, people are telling us that they know that it can be so much better. They want a better quality of life that comes with a better transportation system. So while we celebrate our progress today, we know there are many issues we urgently need to address. And I think that there is even a more profound challenge here that we're faced with. It's about the way we take on these issues and work collaboratively to solve them. The unique approach we have developed together is key. It's the magic of civic action. As John and the members of the panel said this morning, our determination to build alliances with unusual suspects, to set bold vision, and to collaborate to achieve it. Our approach brings new perspectives and ideas to the conversation. And it lets us progress further together than we could as any single organization. This has helped to launch more than a dozen initiatives over the last decade, where we've seen meaningful and measurable progress on those goals. Now it's time to be even more bold in our actions and in our solutions. After 10 years of progress, we are better positioned than anyone else to set a collective vision and to drive towards it. On our toughest challenges like transportation, I see some of us continuing to bicker instead of build. And every day we stand divided is another day we fall behind. We know governments alone cannot solve it. They are bound by election cycles. We know this. And especially in these volatile times, we know that business and civil society care about our future and must come to the table. Civic Action has proven its ability to capture these ideas and to build the partnerships and to bring them to life. Let's prove that we can get real about these issues and that we have the courage to act. Through our regional transportation campaign, we have made a good start. For the last 8 weeks, we've been inviting residents of the Greater Toronto Area and Hamilton to tell us what they would do with 32 extra minutes a day by going to your32.com. 32 minutes is the average commute time that residents will save if we build out the Metrolinx Big Move plan. Pretty soon, we'll shift this question to people from what would you do with 32 to what would you do for 32? What are you willing to do to actually build this better transportation network? In this spring, we want to bring these results back to governments and to let them know what matters to people so that when they receive the Metrolinx proposal for the investment strategy, that they will have the courage to say yes to this investment. We need your help to make this message even more impactful and to reach every corner of the Greater Toronto and Hamilton area. So if you have not gone to your32.com and to share your response, we're actually asking you to do that today. You can take out your smartphone and use our mobile app. There's a piece of paper on all of your chairs. You can write your responses. And I want you to actually invite 32 of your friends and your colleagues to do the same. The transportation campaign is an immediate and tangible opportunity to demonstrate our collective leadership and our impact that we can have as a region. If we succeed in this together, we will start to see some transformative changes, not just on the issue of transportation, but in the way we build our future together collectively. And next April, Civic Action will have a slightly bigger gathering. We'll have our first regional forum, where we will check in on the priorities and the progress that we've made since our last Greater Toronto Summit in February of 2011. We currently have 3 strategic priorities for Civic Action: accelerating transportation, fostering a stronger economy where we see prosperity for all, and ensuring that we strengthen our resilience. And that's our economic, social, and environmental resilience. And also our inclusion, and ensuring that we advance together. A couple of weeks ago, I went to the opening of Google Canada's head office in Toronto on Richmond Street. And this place is huge. It has 5 floors, very cool. It's offices that we would all want to work in. Google's Chief Financial Officer, Patrick Pichette, was at this opening, and it struck me, one of the comments that he shared. Patrick said that Toronto will be the place to live and work in the years ahead, and that we have all the ingredients for global success. He sees that we are a city of great opportunity. He sees that many of the ingredients that give Toronto the potential to be competitive on a global scale. I'd like to ask each of you, every one of you, what do you see as Toronto Region's greatest strength? What do you see as those collective opportunities that we can achieve together? CivicAction's role is to turn those ingredients into a cohesive vision for our future. Everyone's perspective needs ought to be heard. That's what collective leadership is all about. Here's what I see. We can be a city region where others learn from. We can engage not just thousands, but tens of thousands of leaders in our work in setting a spirited vision for the Greater Toronto and Hamilton area. We can celebrate our successes more often. We can even set more ambitious and bold goals together. But we need to work relentlessly towards achieving them. I think Gabrielle was absolutely right. We have to play the long game. We can set an example for our leaders of how a city region can work together while giving voice, space, opportunity to our emerging leaders so that they can contribute equally. I'm so pleased that this morning we're joined by almost 100 fellows and our emerging leaders. It is really at the heart of what CivicAction can contribute over the next decade to come. And to achieve this, we still have so much to do. So if you know me, and I know that many of you do, you know that I'm passionate about the work that we are doing in unlocking the potential that we have. I know that we can work together and that we can make tremendous strides. And like leaders like Pichette and Mike Peterson have said, to see our global potential. What we have to do is that we have to realize this and take the opportunity to seize it. So thank you so much for joining us this morning. We want you to stay with us, linger as long as you would like. Our fellows are actually going to stay here for an additional hour, so there is no rush. Stay with us and enjoy our 10th anniversary celebration. Thank you.